Hey, I'm Laura with Blue Heron, and in this video, I want to give you a taste of what my SEO package contains. And so I actually want to give you some information up front. This is going to be the first and most basic thing to do with your company if you're looking at having better search engine optimization, and that is setting up your Google Business profile. This is the most technical part of the SEO process. It's the most technical part of my SEO playbook. If you can secure this, you are worlds ahead of others that just don't know what to do first. So the first thing really is to get your Google, the version of yourself that's on Google, set up well. So let's talk about it. You may have some feelings about Google, and that's great. The thing is that it's the most used search engine, and you need yourself to be found on that if you want to have better success at getting more clients, right? So the first thing you need to do, if you don't have this done already, is create a Google account. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link some of these things below this video so that it's easy for you to get right to these places. So if you don't have a Google account, you would go to the button that says create Google account, and you can do it from there. If you don't have that, you can't really follow the next steps. But if you do have one, use your existing one and make sure you have access to it, because you're going to need to get into that Google account many, many times from here on out to check on your Google Business profile. Once you have an account, open up any browser. I like Chrome. You can use Safari if you're on a Mac, Firefox, whatever you like as your browser. Doesn't have to be Chrome. But you're going to want to go to google.com. From here, you're going to type in your business name, your city, and your state. You want to get your business, for sure your business. Once you do that, you should have something on the right side of the page that looks like this. If that's not there, it either means you need to do a more in-depth search. You're going to want to click on this button below that does a more in-depth search for your business. Like, let's say, I do know this one is right around the corner. So I just typed apothecary, but I was getting something in Northville or Auburn Hills. But actually, this is what I'm looking for here. Apothecary, espresso, and coffee. Boom. You can go forward. If that didn't work, and your business is a little bit newer, it's probably because it's never been added to Google. In that case, you're going to have to go through this add your business to Google here. Now you're going to go through the process of adding your business name. As you get into the category, it's actually going to give you a few to choose from. So I'm actually internet marketing service here. Business name. I'll go through a little bit of this. I'll just do Blue Heron because I'm actually Blue Heron Media. Let's see what happens. Your next question is if you want to add a location to your storefront. You could click yes, and then it's going to ask you for that storefront. If you help clients in a service area, you're actually going to say no, and you're going to choose a service area. Let's actually do that together because this one's obviously more straightforward. You would just, after you click next, you would insert your address, your business address. But let's say you actually do a service area, you would say no. So now you would do your service area. If you don't actually have a full-on area of around your city that you help, you're actually going to skip this as well. So I've actually skipped this completely because I want to help people in Michigan and beyond. So I actually clicked next, and I'm just United States. So that could be something that you do as well. But if you're in the general area of, let's say, Detroit, Michigan, you can keep adding more here as well. So maybe you're also Dearborn, Michigan. Maybe you're also Dearborn Heights. You can keep adding. I think you have a limit probably to 9 or 10 of these, but you could keep doing that there. And then you don't have to add a phone number. What contact details do you want to show customers? I think it's really good to have your website on here for sure. Maybe if you don't have a business phone number, you leave that blank. But if you do have a business phone number, include that. So you would add your website here. You have to provide either a phone number or a web address, okay? So I'm going to do this, blueheron.technology. Then it's going to be some verification. You just keep going through the process of this, and you'll eventually get to where you've got your Google Business Profile Manager here, and you will start to see your business pop up. Now with Cohesion Advisors, I actually am the owner of that business profile. And maybe you are too. If you are, you're going to see a blue check mark. It is all about the blue check marks these days. And the blue check mark indicates that you are the owner of that profile. You may not see that though, and that's okay. We're going to get there. We're going to get you to become the owner and manager of the business profile. That's what that little rectangle box is. That's what it's called. It's called a Google Business Profile. If you've just created your Google Business Profile or you're already the owner, you can skip ahead to about 10 minutes, 21 seconds. Now, over on the Google Business Profile, you should see a link, a hyperlink that says own this business. And it's a question because Google kind of makes it easy that if you do own the business, you should be able to click there. Again, if you don't see that option, you can do a more in-depth search, type in your business and location, and then you should be able to navigate through that you do own the business. So let's click on that. Let's click on your own this business link. Now, once you click own this business, you're going to see this area pop up that says request access. It could be that that's not what's popping up for you. If you're the only person that's ever attempted to request access, you may see something different, but typically this is what we see people run into, is that the profile is owned by somebody and you're going to see an email address of some kind pop up. You won't see the whole email address because they're going to hide that from you, but you're going to see a little part of it and then an ending. Before you request access, just know that email is going to get a request. So maybe you need to talk to the person who has that original business profile access or something like that, because that person's going to possibly get a request that, hey, this other email address is trying to say that they own that business too. Is this correct? You may get into some weird situations with this. If this happens, contact me. We will figure it out. So let's say you're ready to click that button. Go ahead and click it. Then you're going to be prompted to choose a level of access. Depending on your organization, you may be the manager, you may be the owner, but if you're watching this video and you're in charge of the SEO for this company, choose owner. Then you're going to be asked about your relationship to the business. This is up to you. There's a couple different options here. If you are in fact the owner, you can choose owner. If the owner has given you permission to run with the Google Business Profile, you may also want to choose owner. It's just so that you have the highest administrative level for the Google Business Profile at this point. You're going to put in your name and phone number, and then depending on if the profile is owned by someone already, you're going to see a checkbox that says, let the owner of this business profile see this information, and that may need to be done so that you can get full access. Google has continued to make this a little bit more difficult if it's already owned by someone. Basically, they're trying to protect anyone attempting to say they own it and they don't really own that business profile. So you have to jump through some hoops, but Google does eventually allow you to get through those hoops. You just have to comply and work with them on this. So if you get stuck at this point, Google actually has a team of people that will help you. They'll actually email you back. This is one of those companies that you'd think they wouldn't have this, but they indeed do. They will email you. They have really helpful guides that walk you through it, and they update them as they make updates themselves. So if you get stuck, I've got a button on the bottom that's going to help you out. After you do all this, Google's going to try to verify who you are. Now you're going to get a couple different options here. I've seen go take a video of you unlocking the building that's there. Sounds pretty crazy. You're going to have to do that by your phone. So you're going to have to get to that area on your phone and start the process of recording a video. Again, if you get stuck, contact me. We'll work through it together. Other things it'll ask you, it'll say if there's a phone number that's listed, it'll try to call that phone number. That phone number could be totally out of date now, and that gets tricky. Sometimes they ask to email you or send you a piece of mail. they're trying to verify in some manner, but it seems to be a little bit of work on your end to verify. I hope you don't have to go through all that because it can take a while to finally get verified. So have patience in this process, but Google is just trying to protect the real owner, which in fact might be you. So just know they're trying to protect you from anyone else trying to pull a fast one on you. Everything's much easier if you're the owner. So from here on out, this is about the fact that you already own the profile. Congratulations, you own the profile, you run it. It's much easier from here on out. So whatever browser you're using, you're going to want to be signed in to Google first. So if you do that, you're going to see your icon there in the top right. If you're in a Chrome browser, you're already logged into that Google account. Make sure it's the Google account you want to be logged into. I have multiple Google accounts. Just throwing that out there. So if you don't see your business profile, are you logged into the right Google account? Once you sign in, you're going to click in the apps area, which is the circle that has a square and a circle with a bunch of circles in it. It's like 9 dots, so it's 333, and that's your apps area for Google. And you should see up at the top, Google Business Profile. Click on that, and then over on the left, you're going to see a panel pop up. It looks like your regular Google search results, but you've got a different thing at the top now. You've got your panel for your Google Business Profile. So from here, you can add information or change information about your name, your phone number, the hours, your photos, anything like that. You have access to all of that here. So now we're going to get into how can you beef this up? The thing about this profile is that Google cares about what's on this profile. And what I mean by that is that you're treated better in search results as people are searching for your type of business near me. You're treated better if your Google Business Profile has a lot of information in it and matching information across other platforms. But let me get into that. The name matters, and the name that's on other things like social media, your website, the back end of your website, that is, your name matters. Even if, let's say you've got on Google Business Profile, name of your company, comma, LLC. Is the LLC on your Facebook page? Is that on your Instagram page? If it's not, you got to choose. What are you going to do? It should be the exact same. So if you don't want the LLC, go to Edit Profile, change your name, get it to what you want it to be. You may have to do that on the social media side. They make it easy usually, but you want that name to match. If that name matches, it's a check mark on the whole list of all the things that matter as people are searching for you with the business and near me and all that good stuff. It's important to add your hours as well. Google cares about that. Your potential clients care about that as they're coming to be patrons of you, or if they just want to know when they can call you. Photos is also important. People want to know what you look like. Don't use stock photos at this point. Maybe you should go hire a photographer. That could come in handy for your website. That could come in handy for social posts. Hire a photographer, get some action shots, some like real ones, or just if there's a person who works for you that's pretty savvy with their phone, get them to take some good images and start uploading those. You're going to see a section for your logo, for a banner, and just everyday photos and things like that. This part of the profile it takes a really long time to see the results, to actually see the photos show up. I have had it take almost a month for the photos to show up. I don't know what goes on in the background with Google, if they have to approve them or what's going on, but that process takes longer than I thought it would. So have patience with your Google Business Profile in this case. One of the most weighty aspects of your Google Business Profile as people are searching for you is reviews. So if you've not wanted to ask for reviews for whatever reason, you should probably start doing it, because it's one of the weightiest matters when it comes to people finding you online when they're doing a search result. It's not really all about the 5 stars, although that is very helpful. Think about when you're looking for something, you're probably looking at some star reviews. You may even go in and read some of these reviews just to see, as you know, people out there, they have a bad experience and it's kind of a one-off thing. When people have a bad experience, they come and they write a review. When they have a really good experience, they also come write a review. But if they're prompted by the company multiple times through letters, through text messages, through emails, they may eventually write one, even if they really appreciate the business, but they weren't wowed by them. They may eventually write a review. It's very, very critical for you to get reviews. There are many ways that you can get these reviews from your clients, but I just want to emphasize that. If your client can actually write a pretty substantial paragraph, that's also very helpful because the wording in the review are what other people are looking at, maybe like professional at this type of business, something like that. If your clients are writing your review and they put those words, that's very helpful as people are searching for those words in a search box. It's also important for you to reply to those reviews. That also helps the situation of clients seeing that and seeing, oh, they're actually like alive on the internet. And it also helps with the algorithm for people to see you as they're searching for things near them. And so the business profile makes it very easy for you to ask for reviews. You see it here in the business profile area that you have on that left side here. Ask for reviews. What it will give you, it makes it really easy. It gives you a URL, gives you a way to post it to social media. Another way you could do it, you could take that link. You can click on the link and you can put that anywhere. Something you could do if you send emails to clients is that you could put it at the bottom in a button. You can make the button link to that, and then boom, they go straight to the review. They don't have to search for how to review you on Google. You give them the easiest way forward, and then they do it. If you're sending out a physical mailer, you can have a QR code linked to that, and then somebody could just scan it and review you there as well. I would suggest that you keep working through the business profile. There's things like products, services, adding a booking option to connect to a calendar, and you can even add posts that highlight kind of what's going on at your business. Again, if you get stuck, Google has really helpful tools, and that'll be in a button below. And then you can also email me. We can try to walk through that together. So I hope this was a very helpful taste of what my SEO playbook and my SEO services can give you.